episode number 2.
Welcome to the Teaching Bites podcast, our unprofessional development resource to take your teaching to the next level. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sharon Jaravada.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Fred.
And I'm Sharon.
And we're so excited to have you guys join us on our second episode. Last week was Thanksgiving. I had the whole week off.
And I had only 3 days.
Yeah.
But we're still very blessed, right, Fred?
Well, I had Monday and Tuesday, so I was actually more blessed than you.
No.
But at least we got to hung out on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we saw Interstellar.
It was actually pretty damn good. My mind was blown.
I was so nervous
away.
in my seat, and I don't know how it went by like that in 3 hours.
Yeah, it's the music. It's tense. If you haven't seen that movie, make sure try and go see that when you can. I can't wait to see it again. I'll probably get it through iTunes. But yeah, that's a pretty exciting movie. So Thanksgiving, we did that. The boys were at preschool and daycare, so we had that Wednesday together. It was great. We had to prep though with a lot of the festivities.
Right, and I made my annual stuffing, and thank you for helping me prep
good
that.
Stuffing. Yeah. Cutting all those onions.
And you made a really good turkey.
Yeah, and actually it wasn't dry this time, which is great.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff, and we had a lot of family over, and it was good just to have our kids play with their young cousins also, and it was nice to have a lot of kids running around the house as well. So after that, after the next day, we went the next couple of days, I think the weekend, we actually took the boys bowling. Our eldest is 4 years old, and our youngest is 2 years old, and we took them bowling for the first time.
Yeah, and actually we prepped them by watching videos, YouTube, of course, teachers and us, right? And so when he got there, he kind of had an idea what we had to do.
Right, to knock the pins down. It's pretty cool.
But
they loved it really well, and it was very cool. That's maybe we can do that as like a family part of our family tradition.
Yeah, I think we should make that a tradition.
So it's pretty cool that we went to a bowling alley. It's pretty old, but they remodeled it. It's pretty cool. They had new equipment also.
Yeah, and they had those the screen where you enter your name and where you see your score. You could take a little selfie. It was really funny.
Yeah,
and it has a lot of animation on there. And then we're thinking about, hey, Fred was telling me, weren't these where the overhead projectors started?
Yeah, but I read that somewhere that I heard it somewhere from someone, or I actually read it somewhere online that the first overhead projectors were used in bowling alleys, and that's where our teaching overhead projectors came from.
And then I thought, Fred, we should definitely start each podcast episode with a fun fact. So I went to do some research about overhead projectors, and one of the first uses was for police identification work. And after that, they used it in the World War II to train soldiers. So interestingly enough, we thought it was for teaching first.
Yeah, that's pretty cool how they how some of our tools, so a lot of our teaching tools came from somewhere else. Teachers are pretty resourceful, right? We bring in things that actually we can use in our classes, right?
Right, and I used to use one too. back in the day.
A projector, overhead projector?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, with expo markers or whatever you call them.
The vis-a-vis. You got to have all the colors and all the transparencies. But
I think when I first started, I used Sharpies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to learn the hard way. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, we don't, in my school, in a private independent school, we don't use overhead projectors anymore. We've all gone to TVs or the big monitors, and that we moved past that. And I've actually seen 3 overhead projectors this week at school, which is pretty interesting. They weren't being used though; they were on the floor, or they were stored somewhere. But it was pretty interesting. Hey, we just used something like that at the bowling alley. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and actually, I got rid of mine 3 years ago because I used Donor's Choose. I got myself an LCD projector, best thing ever. And then Fred gave me the idea to use my iPad as a document camera. Right. And so that's been amazing. And a lot of teachers are now have Elmos too. So overhead projectors are fading away.
But you know what? When our Wi-Fi was down, and a lot of our teachers couldn't use our iPads and Apple TVs. We couldn't mirror up on the TVs. So some of the teachers, those 3, they actually resorted. Most went back to the purely going back to the whiteboards. Some actually used the overhead projector. You know, that's pretty cool. You know, I mean, that's still proven it still works, right? So, but you know, you got to have all your transparencies ready.
Yeah, true. You know, you got to be resourceful.
Always have a backup plan.
You know, that's like teaching all the
plan
time. Think
B,
on your feet.
C and D, right?
So what's Fred? So what's going on in your classroom?
Yeah. So this week this is our first week back after Thanksgiving, and actually, this is the first week we open up my what used to be called the computer lab, where we had 52 computers. We got rid of all the computers, and now we are you can say a flexible maker space type of room now.
What is that? A flexible maker space?
All right, so there's something called the maker movement, and the maker movement it's coming into schools where there's more hands-on projects. Like so, we bring in soldering tools, we bring in electric tools, screwdrivers and hammers and so on. But also, we brought in a lot of cardboard, a lot of masking tape, duct tape, all of those tools. So we brought those in, and the flexible part of our maker lab is that we have all our tables are on wheels, and they are
wow.
So we have tables that the kids can work on, but they can also they are also whiteboard tables. So the kids and teachers, they can actually write on the tables. They can brainstorm ideas, jot down any thoughts that they have that can help with their project. And we also have a lot of standing whiteboards. Also, they're all on wheels, so they can all move it. They can configure the tables, the whiteboards any way they want. We also have a lot of beach pillows where they can move around, lay on the floor. We have a beautiful hardwood floor, and we actually have a video, and hopefully I can put that video on our website.
Oh, yeah.
You can at teachingbytes.com. Check that out. It's pretty cool.
Your time-lapse one you showed me? Yeah, that's really cool.
We are going to make more videos about that. But, it's pretty cool. We've started having classes come in from kindergarten all the way through the 8th grade. And they're starting to do their project. One of their big projects happening that we have is with the 2nd grade boys and girls. It's their Cain's Arcade, their version of making an arcade. If you haven't seen this video, viral video that came out a couple years ago, it's a kid from LA. His name is Cain, and he was visiting his dad's shop one day, and he was bored, but he decided to take all the cardboard in his dad's shop and make games, like arcade games out of them. And he wanted people to come by, but no one came by, no one visited his arcade. And one day, a producer had his car fixed at his dad's shop and noticed all these games, and he decided to make a little short documentary on it, and it's on YouTube. And I'll put that that link on the show notes as well.
Yeah, it's very inspiring.
It is inspiring, and we show that to our kids every year, and they get really inspired. And this is one of the projects they want to do, and the second grade teachers are helping us do this with them in our new flexible maker space area. And you can see all these kids with tape, cardboard, boxes. All these have been donated by parents. And it's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of crazy though when you see kids running around with scissors. You know, you have about 40 kids all over the place. It's pretty cool though. I mean, it's inspiring.
I have a question about the movable furniture.
Right.
Since this is new for your school, did you have to kind of train them and how to not? I mean, of course, moving it is one thing, but like, who's going to move it, or there's are different ways you can do it, or here's just the tools and you guys figure it out? Like what?
Yeah. So, okay, the project itself, we one of our mottos or one of our slogans this year among faculty, among us, especially as among us is my colleague and I, is to be less helpful. That goes with to our students and let them try to figure it out. And we, as teachers, we walk around and observe if they need and identify if they need help. We can jump in and help them. But they can move anything they can use any of the materials that they want, from pipe cleaners to masking tape and so on. And they can move the tables any way they need. The students, they think they will help them best. So
okay, that makes sense.
Let them be flexible.
Yeah,
let them
very
decide.
important.
But they also have to be mindful about their area and their neighbors, and making sure everything is safe, everything is not encroaching the other teams.
Right. Space and respect.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that came out. That happened this weekend. We were very, very excited about that.
And didn't you have some friends or colleagues visit you?
Yeah.
You're talking about.
So yeah, it was a crazy week because we opened up finally. But yeah, I had a very good friend of mine, an old college friend, a very good friend of mine, and he's actually godparents to our youngest boy. Mm-hmm. And he came by visiting our school because he wanted to get some ideas for his after school program and summer program. They do a sports summer program, but they also are thinking about creating a maker space type of area that's connected to their sports camp. So I showed them my school and showed them the flexible area that we have, and it sparked a lot of ideas with him, and he finally understands what I've been talking about all these years. And he comes from the tech IT world, much different than the educational world. Mm-hmm. But he's very inspired. I get inspired talking about it with him, and he sees the passion that I have, and I see the passion how he wants to do something like this in the in his area. And that was pretty cool. I also had a colleague visit me as well at the same time. I follow her on Twitter, and she follows me on Twitter, and that's how we met. And she teaches actually here in the Bay Area as well, and she was tasked by her school to look into transforming their computer lab / library also into more of a lounge, flexible space type of area. So she came. I invited her. She wanted to come by. I invited her to come by and showed her just like with my other friend, and she had a lot of ideas also that she can take with her to her school.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm glad helping people out like that because. A couple of years ago, I was in their shoes. I was visiting other schools trying to get some ideas, and I was very lucky to have their experience. And I'm so open. I'm willing to help anyone going through with their process and what they're thinking for their own school. So, if you have any ideas or any questions, you could always email me, contact me. Contact me on our website, teachingbytes.com. on our Facebook page, facebook.com/teachingbites. You can leave a comment there. Or you can also email me, and my email will be on the show notes as well. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, Sharon, how was your week going back after Thanksgiving break? We had a crazy storm here in the San Francisco Bay Area.
We have a drought in California, so it's been nice to have rain. Of course, it's not enough, but this has been the most rain we've had in a long time. And we had a lot of rainy days inside. Kids love rainy days. They actually really like hanging out in the classroom. So Tuesday night, there was a big storm overnight and a lot of lightning, thunder. Kids came to school late, tired. The lights were not even working. And they're very affected by it because a lot of their garages got flooded. And they wanted to talk about it. And, that was my language arts block. And I said, I noticed there's so many kids that are just, oh, my house, this happened in my house. I was so upset. Or I couldn't sleep last night. I was really scared. So I, teaching self said, teachable moment, stop the language arts and let's just go into it. So I wanted to do two things. Address it. I think they needed the outlet, have kids listen to each other, support their emotional needs, and also provide some cool facts, we could research. So I said, okay, guys, we're going to go around a circle and talk about your night. And some kids said, oh, my house was fine. And some kids said, I heard the thunder and lightning. Well, it kept me up. And then one girl said, my whole basement got flooded. We just got new flooring. Wow. I was really upset. She was really, really upset.
Wow.
I mean,
I
was like, and she had stomach aches. When she has stomach aches, she's really upset over things. She's stressed out.
Wow.
So
third grader, huh?
Yes. So I said, okay, we're going to research about rain. And we, of course, talk about the water cycle, which we learned in science. And then we researched about flooding. And it just led on and on, which is great, lessons for keyword searching online and all that stuff. And I was looking at videos and all that and why floods happen and how to eradicate those. And
that's pretty cool. You look at those teachable moment.
Right, and they were excited about it. And then we talked about how, okay, we have a garden shed outside our classroom, and then right at the garden shed there's a big drain that's flooded. So we're like, what if we go try to help that out? So we actually went there, and it was actually taken care of by our garden teacher, and she happened to be right in her shed. So I asked her to show the kids what she did. So they were like, oh wow, that's really cool. And then we figured out, why things flood and all that. And then we went to look around the school and see where else was flooded. And we just talked about, the reasons and how to be safe around it. So that was really amazing. And I think it helped them feel more comfortable and kind of start the day.
Yeah, that's good. We haven't had rain in a long time, especially with a storm. Here in the Bay Area, we're in California. We've been having a drought, and we haven't seen rain like that probably since like the beginning of summer or in the spring. So it's I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it's supposed to rain some more. But yeah, it kind of sucks that when people's properties get all messed up.
But I brought the kids back to say, this is just stuff. It's unfortunate it happened to you, but as long as you're safe, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I try to bring them back to something positive, so they don't feel so just look so stressed about it, So
right.
All right, on to attention grabbers. So I have a lot.
Okay, let me go first then.
Okay,
let me
go first.
All right, so I teach a fifth grade class, a digital media literacy class. I teach a fifth grade class, and we call this the middle form from fifth through eighth grade. And in the fifth through eighth grade, we all teachers, from the homeroom teachers to the curriculum teachers to the language teachers to me, we all do the same attention grabber for our kids when they get really noisy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's
That's
cool.
great.
So we all
what is
speak
it?
the same thing, and we all have the same expectations. And it's that popular one, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing, where we have the kids stand in line, and when I stand in the front of the class or in line, and I put my hand up, my right hand up, and have my hand spread out, all 5 fingers, and I would go 5, 4, and I would count down, and I would put down my fingers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you see, I got lower. My voice got lower, quieter and quieter and quieter, and pretty much it does help a lot, which is great.
Wait, do the kids have to say it too?
No, they don't. They don't have to say it. They just
Okay.
know. They know. By the time we hit 1, they should be silent.
But what if they're not?
Now, if they're not, that's a thing now too. Also, sometimes I would have to count back up. So I would, and then you'll see when I demonstrate this, I would go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if they're still talking, then I would go 1, 2, 3, and so on. Never past 4 minutes or so. Those numbers 1, 2, 3. Those to me, for us, these are minutes that they owe me in the classroom. So I tell them I won't give any late notes because you owe me those minutes. So I'll count back up, and they know that I stick to it. I'm not sure if the other teachers do that, but almost everyone, by the time they get down to 1, they're pretty good, and it works really well. With the younger kids, with my 3rd, 4th, and other younger kids from kindergarten to 4th grade, I would use the classic call of bump, but a bump, bump.
Bump, bump.
Yep, I use that. I don't even know, what do you call that?
I don't know.
But
I think that's a very common one.
Right, I use that a lot. I've been using it for the past 16 years. It still works really well. I even do the clapping version.
Yeah,
Sharon,
me too.
You want to do the clapping?
Yeah,
Do that?
so here's me, and then you answer. Ready?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so that works really well. Those are classic ones. Those are the ones I use a lot.
All right. So when I started teaching, I used also the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or quiet coyote. You know that one? You hold up
Right.
your hand like you're quiet coyote.
I seen kindergarten and 1st grade teachers do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, for me, I didn't get the kids' attention quick enough. Maybe I'm just impatient. So I made up 3 words that I use the most in my class. And what I do is, one word is announcement. So I would say announcement, and then you would say
Announcement.
and while the kids respond, they need to clasp their hands, and look at the speaker. And the speaker does not start speaking until all eyes are on that person.
But you would be silent still
Yeah.
as a teacher.
And if I have to wait, I'll wait, or I have to say it again sometimes. Depends, But the reason why I use one word is because it's just simpler, and announcement means I'm going to tell them something.
Right.
So then right away they know I'm going to tell them something. Now I have the same concept, but I have reminder. So if I say reminder, same thing. Clasp hands, look at the speaker. Then obviously that means I'm going to remind them about something. So then, okay, and then if I have a question for them, I say survey. Clasp hands again, look at the speaker. And that means I have a question.
So yeah, excuse me, I have a cold. But that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. How I like how you use the word reminder or announcement.
Right.
It's already giving them a hint, or giving them a heads up of what this thing you're going to say. It's
Right.
either a reminder, or it's an announcement, or it's a question survey. I like that.
And it saves so much time, And you know what's really cool about it too, Fred?
What's up?
Is that the kids can use it too. And
that's pretty cool.
You have to train them from the first day, for the first month, that you use it, you don't abuse it. Because, just like you said, with your kids being less helpful, my kids in my class, I teach 3rd grade, right? They're old enough to be able to self-monitor. So if they find a pencil, my first year of teaching, they always say, I found a pencil, and I'm so tired of figuring out whose pencil it is, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, I have the kids ask the class, why does it have to be me all the time?
Right.
Or even the kids reminding each other, please keep the volume down. And then they respectfully will say, thank you for reminding us. Or they would ask the class a question like, have you seen my book? Or it's a survey, right?
Right.
Or announcement, or anything. So that is putting the power in their hands, and I really like having them use it. But you have to watch out for kids that are just kind of saying it, announcement.
Right.
And I tell them you can't use it when I'm teaching, like a lecture kind of thing.
Right. So you have to establish all the
right. You
rules
have to drill that, and it's really amazing and powerful once they feel like, oh, I can do this too.
Right. It is powerful. And I like that also because it does give a chance the kid. It's giving the kids power. It's also giving the kids chance to get their voice heard and their concerns heard. Also, I like that. It's pretty cool.
Right. So on to a couple other ones. I think you know this one. 1, 2.
Eyes on me.
Yeah, that one. I don't use it all the time, but sometimes I do. Or 1, 2, 3.
That's what
Eyes
I do.
on me.
Yeah.
One
works
really,
a lot. That works a lot with my younger kids.
Right.
Younger grades.
Our garden teacher just taught me this one. And so the teacher would say, hands on top, and the kids would say, now we stop. And they put their hands on the top of their head, and it's so awesome because they're so busy with their hands. They have to stop right away, and it rhymes.
But what happens if their hands are dirty?
Oh, well. maybe
Seriously,
just float
teacher,
it like
right?
a halo.
I'm thinking this is a gardening teacher, right? And she's like,
maybe
soil
over
and
your
all that.
head. I don't know. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like that one. That's my new one. Because, sometimes I can't use announcement all the time. It gets kind of boring and redundant. So I just change it up sometimes. And this other one is not really attention grabber so much. It's more like a signal phrase. So when my kids have to pack up their backpack and copy homework and get all their lunch in their bag, I'll say, pack it up.
Pack it in.
Does anyone know what that's from?
Pack it up. Pack it in.
Let me begin.
Who's that, Jaren? Who's your hip hop reference?
Oh, Cypress Hill.
No,
isn't it?
It's not. It's not.
No, I forgot.
It's not.
Onyx.
No.
Okay, we'll have to come back to that.
I'm searching it for right now.
Okay.
It's actually made popular by House of Pain.
Oh gosh. Okay, one of those.
Yes. Pack it up. Pack it in. Let me begin.
Yeah. So my kids are too young to know that, but they love it. Okay, another one. Our garden teacher taught us. I really like this one too. She says, "Waterfall in 3, 2, 1," and the kids have to respond saying "shh," and their hands have to go shimmy down like they're, touching a waterfall.
Shimmy down. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
This other one we found like a half a year ago, Fred. Hocus.
Focus.
That was awesome. I haven't used that in my class though, but maybe I should try it.
You should. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's cute. Maybe I feel like I need like those magician stick wands or something.
Right, with a hat or something.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And then one we found today.
This is pretty cool. What movie is this from?
To Infinity
and Beyond.
And we get that movie.
Well, if you guys know, leave a comment, and we'll get back to you on that. That's pretty cool. All right, yeah, use that.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fun because it's, of course, as teachers, you always talk about reaching for the stars, doing your best, and it's really inspiring,
idealistic
for that character.
It's also the toy. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
I just gave away the movie. It's the Toy Story movie. Sorry, guys, my bad. But yeah, it's Toy Story. It's Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond. It's pretty cool. Well,
all right. Do you have any more?
There's a lot. I've read a lot, researched a little bit, and BuzzFeed and Edutopia has a lot. You go to Pinterest, there's a lot on there also. I have links I'm putting on our show notes for you to find and click on. So please check that out. But I think that's it for this episode.
I think we got a lot of attention.
I hope so.
Grabbed a lot of attention tonight.
I hope so. For those few listeners listening to us, thank you for listening to us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and so please leave a rating and a comment for feedback for us, as it makes our show better. Please visit our website at teachingbytes.com. Subscribe to our newsletter, and visit and like us on our Facebook page on facebook.com/teachingbytes. And we're pretty active on there, and we share a lot of cool things, and we hope to see you in any of those places. All right?
All right. Until next time.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Teaching Bytes podcast at www.teachingbytes.com.